Running through the very heart of Kingsport is the South Fork of the Holston River. Constant, ever-flowing, the river is a reflection of Eastman's proud history and continuing legacy. With no fear of change or hard work, Eastman has stood transforming materials into stronger, more efficient, more environmentally friendly products, creating the very model of innovation that has for 100 years worked to make the world a better place with a sustainable future.
I really like our tagline when we say, in Eastman, we want to be the material innovation company. There is a fine line between invention and innovation. Invention is creating something that's new, and innovation is taking something that's already existing and improving the performance, the productivity, something that's more efficient, that makes a difference in society and in community, in terms of making customers enable and empower what they want to do. Innovation is not only change, but it has to be a game changer. And that is what we every day fight for, to win that innovation.
Early on in my career in Longview, we had an old high-pressure cobalt oxo process. It was a process that ran at very high pressure, and it had a very low yield of product versus the raw material consumption. And so Eastman scientists, for more than a decade before I ever joined the company, had been working on a new process for oxo. And I was just fortunate enough to come along early in my career and be part of the first commercial reactor of Eastman's technology that we installed in Longview. And we didn't know if it was going to work. And so as part of that design team, we had to design that to where we could go back to the old process in less than 12 hours so we would not disrupt any customers. As it turns out, we were running at full capacity by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the first day of startup, operating a low pressure process at much higher raw material yield, and it definitely enabled us to continue delivering value to our customers and in a way that we have continued to dominate in the OXO business.
Most exciting innovation that I've been connected with, I think, in my 23 years at Eastman was the development of Eastman Triton copolyester. And today that innovation represents multi-hundreds of millions of dollars of financial benefit for the company, and it was tremendous to be an eyewitness to the hundreds of Eastman men and women that contributed to that development, from product development to applications development to engineering design, plant construction. And it was really, really special to have the opportunity as part of one's career to bring something truly new and truly differentiated to the market. One thing you may not know about Triton is the fastest growing polymer introduction in the last 50 years in the chemical materials industry.
The journey was really interesting. It really, I think, plays on one of the strengths of Eastman, and that's Eastman's history. It was a molecule that was actually based on a molecule that was developed in the late 1950s by the scientists here at Eastman. And we looked at it several times, but there were some issues with it that really prevented it from being used to make a plastic. So we addressed those issues and tried it again. And then after convincing people that yes, even though we've looked at it 3 times, it's going to work this time, and this is why it's going to work. And they gave us an opportunity to try, and we sort of jumped all the hurdles and made it to market.
I think in terms of innovation here at Eastman, to me, the one that really rings out foremost is the coal gasification plant. That was actually conceived back in the early 70s when I was just a kid, but I remember vividly the OPEC oil crisis when schools began in the dark to try to conserve energy. So while I was a kid in grade school, there were scientists and engineers at Eastman who were already looking long-term to see what can we do to alleviate our reliance on oil and perhaps go to a different resource, which at that time was coal. So with coal gasification, we built a premier plant here in Kingsport, licensed the Texaco process, for instance, and it's actually has gained national interest as a national chemical engineering historic landmark. So it is a really big deal.
Oh, it was exciting. The gasification had been around for a long time. They did it to make fuel. It was a fast pace, and there were things that we had to go figure out. I mean, it was exciting to watch people come together and figure out how to do some of that stuff, because some things had never been done. And so the engineers and people that were, putting all that together, it didn't always work the way it was started out. And so we had to, make improvement on it. And that's one of the strengths of Eastman people, is even stuff that's been around, we'll figure out how to improve it. I'll guarantee it.
A lot of companies, they'll build a plant, and the brand new plant is the best it will ever be. At Eastman, when that brand new plant starts up, that's the worst it will ever be, because we're going to improve it from there. It's going to make more, it's going to make it better, and it's going to make it cheaper in the long run. And so that's innovation. That is the innovation at the heart of Eastman, is mostly that.
One of the attributes of the company has been able to create a product, and then from that product there are byproducts, and find new and better ways of doing things. There are numerous products that are created here that actually have led to other products. So that is what I call innovation. Being able to reinvent yourself, keep growing.
We talk a lot about innovation, and that tends to come up as product, right? Which is natural to who we are. And we're always striving to, of course, create more value in both the products and services we can provide to our customers. But innovation isn't everywhere. It's in how we do finance. It's how we do our supply chain and optimize getting product to the market more effectively and efficiently. It's how we manufacture our plants with better quality every day. It's how we improve our safety every day. But at the heart of it is, how do we make the world a better place?